Hello and welcome to a Cypher system-based fairy tale TTRPG called Once Upon a Reflection. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. Pronouns are she, they, or any. GM of this fine if disastrous group, and this is our first official test kind of stream to Moonbeam stream, as well as doing our normal Twitch and YouTube. So hello Moonbeam. Seems to be working okay based off of the other screen that I've got. And hello to Twitch chat. I see you there hyping up. Let's go ahead and go with our current introductions. Alina is unfortunately kind of caught up with work right now and will be with us in a little bit. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and start with Amanda. Wonderful, wonderful. And then, of course, Joelle. He's Yes, for those of you who might not be super familiar and maybe just traveling by via the Moonbeam stream, uh, you are seeing correctly. Joel plays a Chihuahua. Uh, and of course, we all love Senor Fluffington, and if anything happens to the dog, we riot. Um, Once Upon a Reflection runs every other week on Fairy Tale Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time and 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Kind of switch out. Uh, you were not able to hear Amanda or Joel. Let me. Just a second. Why are you like this? Properties. Try now. Better? Hopefully.
Me you're looking for.
I'm seeing activity on the bar now, so hopefully they can hear you. Yeah, we got two people saying they can hear me fine. Others can be seen but are not heard thus far. Little bit
Uh-oh.
kinda.
Uh-oh.
Can hear both now. Okay, let's
Okay,
go
cool.
ahead and redo those introductions since they couldn't hear you. Starting with Amanda.
Um, I'll start again. Hello, my name is Amanda. Use she, her pronouns. And tonight I'll be playing Rosa and Thorn, resilient explorer princess who masters the swarm, both using she, her pronouns as well.
Uh,
Wonderful.
and I am Joel. I use any pronouns. Any of them is fine. And I'm going to be playing Senor Fluffington, who is a rugged witchwawa who is one with beasts.
Yes, the witchy chihuahua. Um, as I was saying, thank you very much, chat, for letting me know that OBS was being OBS, um, which kind of stands for often bullshit. Anyway, Once Upon a Reflection, our current game, runs every other week on Fairy Tale Fridays from 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time / 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Separate that out to whatever time zone you happen to be in, for approximately 3.5 hours, barring any potential interruptions due to various life circumstances and the incoming convention bracket. As we simulcast, don't forget to follow if you're watching via Twitch, subscribe and ring the bell if you're watching on YouTube, or if you happen to be passing by in Moonbeam, go ahead and join the Anywhere Door realm from Montecook Games to keep up with this and various other TTRPG role-playing streams. As you may notice from our overlay, we also have funds being raised via a little QR code for Tiltify donations to the Trans Women of Color Collective. TWOCC has a mission to uplift the narratives, leadership, and lived experiences of trans and gender nonconforming people of color while building towards the collective liberation of all oppressed people. Check out their full site from the link in chat or description. That is if you are watching on Twitch or YouTube, due to the fact that I can't get commands working in Moonbeam quite yet. But we are working on that, or Moonbeam is working on that. Or just scan that little QR code to donate directly. AEA receives no portion of donations, nor does its affiliates. With all of that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and roll into focusing on today's session. As a content warning, we at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with depictions of violence, mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those watching, you have been warned. Last time, after having survived their encounter with the Death Hag, the group decided to explore and heal a little bit the abandoned castle that they had found themselves at, venturing further down and into a kind of historical archive that was in one of the sub-levels of the castle. They found a variety of historical texts and documents indicating a variety of things about what had happened with the particular fairy tale that they found themselves in, and some of the reasons behind what might have happened to the two Laurels, what their purpose might have been, that the Death Hag had been feeding off of the broken trunks of. Realizing that they were going to possibly have to be there for a couple of days, Thorn and Vrak both decided to escape through a reflection, even if only briefly, to attempt to contact their various associates, friends / coworkers or family or whatever, to give themselves an excuse / alibi for being missing for a couple of days in the real world. Having successfully passed through a reflection to where we are not quite sure yet, they left Senor Fluffington behind, guarding the 3 golden gardening implements that had been found and the ruins of the Laurels in the castle, waiting as their long ago mentioned fairy tale might have mentioned. but we're going to go ahead and roll in.
What
Senor
does that
Fluffington.
mean? Ooh.
Yeah, Senor Fluffington.
Hello.
The other two have just passed through the reflection, and you find yourself alone at night in this massive castle after everything that has happened.
Whew. Yeah.
There is probably some measure of light from the staff that hovers pretty consistently around you. And you don't smell or hear any other living being anywhere nearby.
Ooh. Um. Well. I'm gonna return to the plants.
You're going to return to the plants? Okay.
Yep. And then I'm just going to wait.
Okay.
And yeah, I think for like I mean I'm gonna rest for an hour. I still have my hour long rest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna rest, and
Okay.
then I will attempt to figure some stuff out on my own.
Okay. Um, so we'll start with that
Mhm.
hour-long rest. Go ahead and make your recovery roll because I
Okay.
know that all of you are probably still hurting from that last combat. The look on Amanda's face off to the side, like, mm-hmm. Hey, you guys survived. You made it through. There weren't any deaths.
Oh, I rolled exactly right to max out my stats again.
Oh, good job. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, because
Golf clap. Golf clap.
I used both of my action rest and my 10-minute recovery roll last time.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you guys had needed that. But yes, so while you are resting out in the garden area with the dead and gnarled remains of the plants,
yeah.
just breathing and recovering and not quite sure where they are, how long it will be. I mean, to a dog, 3 minutes is an hour is 5 minutes. It's hard to tell time. Um, Go ahead and give me an intellect check.
Hmm. Okay.
Now, this is a variable DC. Depending on what you roll, will determine a variety of extent of information that you can pick up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Really glad I have absolutely nothing to re-roll this with.
Yeah, you guys are out of ciphers. You
6?
don't have any artifacts on you. 6, okay. Not an
Yeah.
amazing roll, but
Can I
not a
put a level
1.
of effort into this?
Well, you do have magic training, which helps you.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, you do have magic training, which helps you. And you don't know what it is that you are feeling, observing, or whatever, so there's not a way to put effort in. You have to be conscious of the skill you are using to apply effort to it.
That makes sense, yeah. Fair enough.
So, with that, you are sitting there, not even sitting there, you're just kind of laying there because dog in wait mode. As the stars twinkle overhead, it's probably around midnight 30 ish, based off of when the encounter with the hag started. So it's early in the morning or late at night, depending on your perspective. And in doing so, looking up at the stars and then at the gnarled branches and broken trunks around you, you start to pick up on that same whisper that you heard before.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It seems to be coming from everywhere, though.
Cool.
It's not a particular direction. It's not hearing with your ears. It's sensing it more than hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost familiar in a way that it wasn't before.
Right.
What do you do?
Um, I think he's gonna just do that, like, ears up, head tilt of like, huh? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then sit up and just try to figure out what it is. Like, just kind of look around, see, move around, look around, kind of searching for what it is that is whatever this is.
Okay. Give me an investigative check. So intellect based, anything that might be able to help you with investigation. Um,
15.
are you in wolf form? Are you in witch
I think
wawa
he would have
clothed
stayed in wolf
forms?
form
Okay.
because I
So
can kind of be in wolf form basically for free right now. So
yeah, because of your
uh,
edge, right?
yeah. So I would probably, because I am alone and there is a threat, a potential threat. He is still very much wired to be ready for a fight if it happens.
Okay. What was that roll again?
15.
15. All right.
Yep.
So you stand up and you start trying to investigate. You're trying to find something, find the source, find the reason. You're not sure what you're trying to find. You just know that something is calling to you. A
Mhm.
familiar voice, something that you almost recognize but isn't quite loud enough for you to hear. You start wandering past the current kitchen garden that you're in, the little square of kitchen garden that you're in, and into another one, passing one broken wall and then another. A variety of overgrown and then died back plants that you're passing by that gradually turn to living plants, and ivy that have taken over walls. And you find a broken passage in the wall to more of the forest that's beyond the castle. Do you hear the sound stronger? It's not that same phrase as it was before. It's like someone whistling a slightly off key tune. The sound of waves crashing against a rocky shore. Wind blowing through trees. The smell of salt. And the smell of blood. And an aching sensation deep in your chest.
I'm gonna, as soon as it registers that it's a whistle, I'm running to whatever it is.
Okay.
In whatever direction this feels like it's drawing me, I am going.
Okay. So you run out into the woods in the middle of the night, away from the castle where your friends will theoretically be coming back to you.
Yep.
Um, it's hard to tell, like, a solid go straight this way, turn right here, etc., because it is a forest. And part of that sensation, part of that call is coming from inside of you instead. but it leads you off and in different directions before you end up at that same cliff face that the castle had been on, just a little further out and to the side of it, staring out at the glittering trees in the moonlight and starlight, the silver and gold and diamond and crystals all twinkling beneath the lights that are just filtered from the sky. Please make a difficulty 5 intellect roll to connect to the sense of loss that has been calling you.
All right. That's a 12.
Ooh.
Oh, is this something I can put effort into?
Normally you would call that before the roll.
I know. It's fine. I'll just
Yeah.
have a 12. It's fine.
Okay, unfortunately, you can't quite make that sensation. You can't quite
Wait, is this
touch.
a percent? Oh no, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't. Never mind. Because I am in wolf form. I was thinking I have an acid to perception, but that's on scent and sound. This is not. So never mind.
Yeah, no, that this was entirely yourself, your persona, your being connecting to something that is calling out to you. And it is an ambient, not quite sound, not quite scent that has led you in a wild chase through the gardens and the woods around you to a cliff face, and you're just like, I don't even know where to go, and you are trying to connect and you're reaching, and it is just out of reach. And you feel that same sensation of loss and pain and desperation just overwhelm you for a
I
moment.
will howl.
No.
Kind of as a mix of like just getting the pain out, but also almost like animalistic attempt at whistling back to whatever it is that I'm listening to. So it's like that
Mm-hmm.
just howl.
Okay. So, as you sit there, howling up at the sky, crying essentially for the sensation of loss, of something missing that you just are not able to connect to. Time passes. Clouds shift over the moon and stars above, ease away back to a clear night, and you can feel it still just out of reach, but it's quieter. The scent of salt, the feeling of wind in your fur is gone.
I think at that point he just like head hung down, like just in sadness, just kind of makes his way back to the plants, to the pots.
Okay. So, wandering back, you are able to, in especially wolf form, work your way along that same path, find your way back to that strange break in the wall from the gardens to get back in and essentially just sit by the pots. And they're still there. The trunks, thin as they are still broken. The pots, not quite as damaged perhaps from the magic of your first tending to it, but it's just a quiet, peaceful, empty night. There's not even a sign of that owl that Thorn had called upon.
Yeah, yeah. Unless something else happens, this is where he stays. He's
Okay.
not gonna. As far as he's concerned, there's no need for shelter. The plants take priority, so while he is awake, he will just stand over or sit over the plants, maybe nurture them a little. If it comes to daytime and the others haven't arrived, he'll go through the ritual again, just to kind
Okay.
of make sure that they don't wither and die. And then he's gonna continue to do his duty.
Okay. Well, I was originally attempting to wait for Alina to wander back over us to us before we got to what Thorn, now Rosa, and Vrak, now Sev, are doing. But
My bad.
and that is okay. Um, but unfortunately, work has Alina still within its grips, and we are going to shift over. So that does, however, affect whether or not Thorn slash Rosa and Vrak slash Sev made it through together.
Fair.
So, Thorn,
Yes.
Rosa, as you pass through the reflection, go ahead and give me a directional control roll for me. It is intellect based. You are considered specialized in it due to your level of training, or level of experience, rather, with it. 18? Easily. So you pass through into that same park that you and Sev had gotten to Fairy Tale Land through. Like, you know where you're going. You've gone through the like small pond lake in this park multiple times, and despite the fact that it is literally the middle of the fucking night, so there's not a lot to reflect on the water, you still manage. So you pop up through, and you were trying to hold on to Vrak, Sev, as you went through, but something just happened to break your connection. You guys let go of each other, and you pop up, and Sev is not there. Sev is not there.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be an issue, since
Yeah.
Sev was my alibi. So
Sev was your alibi. You were also Sev's alibi, so that Sev's friends stopped thinking that Sev was going out and getting completely wasted.
Mm-hmm.
So what you gonna do? What you gonna do without Sev with you?
If it's already in the middle of the night, there's not
yeah.
much I can do as
Yeah,
far
you
as like
guys-
contacting my work or doing anything else.
Yeah, like as a reminder of the timing, you guys went, you stayed for the majority of the day, you rode to an island in the middle of a lake, rode back, and then got to the like other side where you had initially found the boat at around twilight. And then you faced the witch, the hag, sometime around like 9 or 10 p.m. So even with your exploring, even with your rests, that's still like, it's the middle of the night.
The first thing there's two things I want to do. My first thing is to check my phone to see how much shit I'm in. The second one...
It was your day off.
Ah.
It was your day off. You had purposefully done that as on your day off.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so now that has happened, I need to go find Sev.
Yeah, you have no idea where they ended up.
because I know how much Sev hates getting lost in fairyland, and
It happens.
it happens so often, and I'm just
It
like,
does.
but it sounds like I need to find a new reflection though, so I'm going to do that.
Okay. So where are you trying to go, not knowing where Sev ended up? Because both of you are traveling through a reflection, which will take you to the real world. So are
Mm-hmm.
you trying to go to a different reflection and then from Fairy Tale Land find where Sev ended up? Are you trying to just go back to Senor Fluffington? Are you going to go to your aunts to see if they have a way to help? Like, what is your plan?
My first thought is go to Senor Fluffington, but the visiting my aunts sounds like the smarter plan to do at this moment because I also have a lot of questions not
I'm sure that
related
you
to
do.
Civ. Yes,
I'm sure that you do.
I
Yeah.
have that cutting of the laurel. I have that all the background information that we found, and I want to grill them about it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me a roll to focus the reflection on where you need to go.
14.
14. 14 is definitely good enough with you being
Okay.
specialized in your
Hmm.
travel method. So let's go ahead and have you dip your way through the water and back into fairy tale land. And since we do have at least one new viewer watching through Moonbeam, I was just able to confirm. Let's go ahead and remind them what you look like as you pass from the real world into fairy tale land.
Let's see. Oh, you want me to describe it? I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
zoned out for like a half second. I'm like sitting here
great
waiting
job.
for
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just like,
waiting
okay,
for
so
like
let's.
the overlay to change, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
the
So
overlay's
in real
changed.
life, Rosa is a Latina woman. She has like curly brown hair, dark skin, a nose piercing, just like a little stud piercing. But in the fairy tale land, she is a tall elven princess with like blonde, like white blonde hair that is done up in braids, curls. It's just kind of all over the place. um Very sort of traditional garb, like the white blouse, I don't know what those little like over corset things are called.
It's either called a bodice or a corset. It depends on how it's boned.
I guess it would be like a bodice, but she is bright green eyes, tanned skin, and is also an archer and can speak with animals. So
Okay. So as you face down in this pond in the middle of a park, in the middle of the night, um, depending on the overhanging street lights and park lights and the moon above to cast enough of a reflection, enough light for a reflection on the surface. You focus on it and you see that same edge of woods and sparkling, beautiful sky above the sanctuary woods on the other side. And you not necessarily even dive through, just kind of push your way through, and instead of going into the water, you flip through the reflection and rise from the water on the other side in fairy tale land as Thorn once more. It is still, again, the middle of the fucking night. So, unfortunately, your little friend Red, the squirrel, is not present to greet you because he's asleep, as most likely are your aunts. But you have successfully made it back to where you need to go, or where you had intended to go alone. Still no idea where Seth is.
you're right. So I'm just gonna go. I know my way to the cabin. I'm gonna go um to the cabin. I was hoping maybe one of my aunts would have insomnia that night and be up, so I wouldn't necessarily be imposing. But Nope.
Not that you see, at least when you're first entering. It is a peaceful night, and they know that you are officially a guardian now. So while they are welcoming to you every time you show up, they don't seem to be like waiting up for you the way that they had been prior to your duties being thrust upon you.
Hmm. I'm debating the easiest way to do this. So I think I'm just gonna first off, I'm gonna go to the kitchen. I'm gonna start brewing up some sort of drink, and whether that's tea or coffee, whatever's the most aromatic, filling the house, and hopefully that will.
Despite the fact that I personally am a tea drinker and will always prefer tea over coffee, I will uncomfortably admit that yes, coffee is significantly more aromatic.
Hmm.
Even
Hmm.
even like very bland coffee is going to smell stronger than very good tea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be pouring like a big pot because I expect them to start coming downstairs after they start smelling it and be like, "Hey,
Okay.
I've got some stuff we need to talk about."
Okay, so give me a roll to see how effective this calling of the coffee happens to be.
That was only a 7.
Okay. So with a 7, I will say that you are able to like get one, probably the one that has the bedroom closest to the stairs, so would catch the scent most
Hmm.
easily. You can choose which of the three that is, though.
Let's see. I feel like that might be Lily. That would be the closest.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
the middle of the ants.
Okay.
The middle sibling.
Okay. So it takes a couple of minutes. Like the coffee has to brew and the scent has to waft its way through the lovely little cottage. There's still not a lot of lights on because you just kind of went in, saw that no one was awake and wandering around, and then puttered back into the kitchen to make yourself and at least one of the aunts some coffee. Um, but after several minutes of possible impatience, you do hear the very, very light footfalls of one of the aunts because they have always walked very, very lightly, occasionally fluttering on their wings because you know how fairy godmothers are. Um, and then Lily pokes her head in. Uh, you're, you're here. Um, so, uh, oh dear, are you alright? It's the middle of the night.
Um, Frankly, no. And the first thing she would notice is that suddenly my accent's not there.
Oh, yes. Well, hmm, this does seem. Are you injured? Are you hurt? Is there something that I can do for you, dear? Here, let me
Mm,
make you something to eat to go along with your coffee. Hmm. Here, sit. And then she like flutters over, gets a stool, and starts prepping you guys a snack to go along with the coffee. Some like whips up some croissants and various other
mhm.
pastries to go along with it. Um, Seems to be like looking back at you on occasion while working on it. Do you say
So
anything before she's sitting down with you, or are you going to just kind of watch her as she works?
I'm gonna watch her because I don't. What I'm about to say will probably interrupt whatever she's doing. So I'm gonna wait for her to get her
Okay.
stuff all together, and I want to wait till she's sitting down.
Okay. It takes longer than it should. She is like all of your aunts are particularly intuitive, so it's obvious that she can tell that it's something very important and possibly something that she will be uncomfortable talking about. You guys had an interesting last encounter where the aunts had to relieve you of the petrification curse that you were under, and got to meet your very interesting fellow champions. So she seems to be stalling almost for time to see if the other two will wake up before eventually puttering back over, like hovering two full platters worth of various pastries that she has intricately magicked, like one at a time, onto the plates. It took maybe 15-20 minutes all in all just to like gradually go, and then this one, and oh, we could do this one as well, and then oh, we can't miss this, and maybe a couple of muffins, and that type of muffin, and that type of muffin, and maybe a couple of scones. And she's still watching you nervously each time, and the longer you wait to say anything while she's stalling, the more nervous she seems to get, before eventually, again, like fluttering over the trays worth of various pastries, far more than you could possibly need, just settles onto the small table with you guys, and she nervously alights on a chair and then like adjusts her hands a couple of times. I don't know how to ask this, really, but she like sets out a hand and like tries to put her hand on yours. Did you already lose one of your new friends?
Well, yes, but
And you froze right on yes, but. Sorry for internet difficulties, guys.
no.
We
There
got
we
you
go.
back. We got you back.
Okay, I was like, yes, but that's not in the way that you think.
Okay. All right. I'm not good with loss, dear. That's much more Sage's territory.
I've met the death hag of the woods.
What? I'm sorry. What? We told you never to go there. Dear, it's why would you go there?
Well, to be fair, I didn't intend to go there, but okay, so and you know how I am now like the guardian of the fairy tale realm with my friends. So
Yes.
we felt I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like there's like a pool that comes and it's overwhelming, and it's the sign that something has gone wrong. And when we feel that, we have no choice but to answer that call.
I've heard of this, of course. But how could that have you going? How could that have you going there? You aren't nearly strong enough to face her yet.
Oh,
Are you
I'm
okay?
aware. Well, I'm alive. I am here. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily okay. I did have to rest for like a good bit afterwards because I almost didn't survive that. But yeah. So like number one, what do you know about her, and why did you not tell me?
There are certain things in the various worlds that are beyond all of our comprehensions. I only know limited things about her. I know that she is to be feared. Of course. It's why we never wanted you to go to the Dark Forest. Nothing can live there. How... I'm so glad that you're all right, that you made it out. Did they hurt... Were you injured by the shadows?
If you talk about the fact that it felt like my heart was literally being squeezed out of my chest, then probably yes.
I'm so sorry, dear. I'm so sorry. That must... Oh, that must have hurt so dear. Oh, dear. No. How's your breathing? Are you... Can you still feel it?
I don't feel it anymore, but I was experimenting and I dig out my pack and I take that little sample of the laurel, the bark that I took, and I was like, this seems to be what the hag was using to channel. And uh, when I when I licked it, it was bad. Don't ask.
This looks like a piece of bark. Why did you lick it?
Vrac said I should. I didn't realize that they were joking.
Vrac, the one that
The big one that curses a lot. Yes.
with the
Yeah, with the hair. Mm-hmm.
and the spikes.
Mm-hmm. And the guitar, loud. Yep. Curses. Drink
One
your
of the
alcohol.
Kings. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, I probably shouldn't have liked it.
It's they're concerning on their own. How was she channeling through a tree?
There were two trees, like two. They were like in a potted plants, and it was like I don't know how to describe it. I was hoping you would know, but it's part of this castle, and and then I basically relay what I've learned from the archives as best as I
Okay.
can remember.
Okay, so I'm gonna have two rolls from you.
Hmm.
The first is going to be a intellect-based history check for how accurately you convey what you have learned.
Hmm.
The second one will be for how much Aunt Lily knows.
Okay. The first roll is a 2, so I don't remember shit about it. It's a little jumbled. There was a lot of stuff that's happened. And the second roll is an 11.
11. Okay. So she, like, may I? May I look at it too?
Mhm.
So she takes the little strip of bark from the tree that you have carved away, and then proceeded to again lick the bark of a tree, the ichor bleeding bark of a tree.
I never
She
said I was
starts-
smart.
It's okay. It's even if you are the brain cell of the group, it's okay. And she starts inspecting it and she's looking it over, and your attempt at conveying it is something along the lines of there was this road and these boats and like a castle, but the princesses were in a different castle and it was like whole different castle, and then like we passed the princesses on the way to the castle and there were shadows and the hag and there were trees and we fought the hag and I almost died and the pot landed on me. There was a pot that landed on me, and then we found the golden things and I like chopped this off of it before I found the golden things. Did we find the golden things first? I don't even remember if we found the golden things first. And then I licked it because Sev told me to.
That's exactly how I relate the information.
Yeah, it sounds like that. And so she has no idea what you're talking about. But she's starting to inspect it, and she takes out her wand and she prods at it a little bit. Oh dear. This. I'll have to inspect this a little bit more. Um, I'm not sure what territory you were in, honestly. I think you might need to sleep. But. May I keep this to inspect? To attempt to find out what it is exactly that you're trying to tell me?
Well, that's why I brought it. I was hoping, if not you, then maybe Sage or Iris would know what to do. It was weird. It was like the tree was bleeding, but it was like black and it was like gooey. But then it was like her power weakened when the trees weren't together. I don't know.
I'm going to offer you an intrusion.
Okay.
So, in return for the aunts, hello Fuzka, welcome. In return for the aunts being able to help you with this, I'm going to say that you are hindered for the next day on your magically inclined tasks, because you are still feeling the effects of how deeply injured you were by the shadows, and in addition to that, a lot of, we'll say, a lot of your essence gets pulled with that bark of meta knowledge. Divine trees are being transferred over to the
I will accept the intrusion.
Okay, so you are hindered for the next 24 hours in game.
Okay.
On your
Like you said,
intellect
in-game,
based. Yeah.
Not in real life.
Yeah. You are hindered for the next 24 game hours on your intellect based magic ability type things because of the effects of the shadows on you, and in passing some of your essence, some of your connection as a guardian with the bark from this tree to the aunts, in hopes that that will help them to make this connection. It's still not going to be a Lily knows it now.
Yes.
But you do know that the aunts have ways to contact you when you are not with them, so long as you are in Fairy Tale Land. You also know that once all three of them are awake and working together, that quite possibly that will provide more information. But you are expending some, like, it's completely subconscious. This is not even something Thorn is aware that she is doing. But you are expending some of your own effort, essentially, on, like, the acquisition of this knowledge and maintaining this piece of bark's connection to what it had been.
Yeah, I will accept that. And before she starts, and I said, no, as for my friend Vrak, so we were trying to get over into the other world, and we left together, but I arrived separate, and I was hoping you would give some tips on how to maybe find them.
That I can help with to an extent. We noticed something when they were here with you, dear. they seem to have some sort of blockage to them. Something that is, we'll call it, hindering them in their connection to memories and the past. Something that makes things harder for them when they're trying to connect to that which was. When you pass through transportation, when you teleport, part of what makes it easier is that connection, that history. We can feel the disconnect, like we could feel that this was not what they are supposed to be. Not the champion. No, we wouldn't deign to judge the choosing of champions, but whatever is happening to them, with them, it's not what they're supposed to be or what they feel they are. And something about that is making it significantly harder for them to connect to the past, connect to their history, and that makes it hard for them to transport themselves, I would assume. But that would also mean, and this is my concern for you as our darling niece, to be very careful when attempting to move through reflections with them. We wouldn't want you to become lost through that breakage. As for finding them, we have no way of viewing into the mortal world because we cannot travel to it. But we do have a very special mirror that you can use to attempt to find it yourself because you have been to the mortal world. What do you think of that?
That sounds amazing, and I will definitely take you up on that offer.
She's totally trying to buy your favor right now.
Yeah. And then I turned to her, was like, okay, final question. Do you like it when I talk like this, or would you prefer if I return to my elven dialect?
Well, that is entirely up to you, dear. It's your voice, it's who you are. So you get to decide who you are. That's
Okay, that settles it.
That's it's. We don't choose who becomes champions. We don't choose who crosses over. But the people who cross over decide who they'll be here. Do you understand?
I think I do.
Okay.
Now let's start eating some of these sweets.
Yes, we'll have a snack, and then we'll help you find your friend. And if the mirror talks back to you when you're trying to search through it, just ignore it. It's just an old spirit that's trapped within it. We took it off of an old queen. Don't worry about her. But let's have some. How about some Danishes?
That sounds delicious. I will definitely partake in these.
Okay. I am also going to, real quick, check on if Alina will be here soon because we are right at about that hour mark that they had originally claimed. Let's see. Almost home. Traffic was bad. Need about another 15 minutes. Okay. So, you guys have a nice little snack meal of extremely sugary danishes and various pastries, and then there's an entire other platter that are all savory pastries to choose from. And you can tell that Lily definitely really goes for the sugary ones.
Mm-hmm.
But about the time that you finish, Sage would be starting to wake up and like wandering down the stairs, half asleep and fluttering, so like not even walking, but even with the wings fluttering, like knocks into a couple of things on her way and just greets you automatically in passing as she moves towards the now stale coffee. She doesn't seem to be awake enough to realize that it's odd that you're there because they're just so used to you being there. There's like a little bit of a giggle from Lily seeing Sage do this. And then we've got a message here. But yes, so are you going to wait to greet all of the aunts as they wake up, or are you going to just go ahead and go up to the mirror that Lily has mentioned?
I will go up to the mirror. I'm gonna wait for Sage to kind of get her bearings in this situation before I just
All right.
drop the hey, by the way, got cursed by a hag.
Yeah. All right. So Lily will like leave the pastries that are left over where they were,
Mhm.
and then like flutter up and let her wake up, dear. Let her wake up, and guide you up the stairs to the like library study of the cottage. And it's kind of the mirror that they have is covered with a cloth tucked behind a couple of other boxes in a small storage area that just has a variety of completely random shit in it that you've never known where they got it, but occasionally you'll find like something that seems obscure and was fun to play with as a kid but is not really something that had really focused for you before. And she takes out, it's maybe like a foot by 2 feet at most. It's not a big mirror, gold gilded frame. And it has a little bit of that antique spotting around the edges when she sets it up on the easel that one of the aunts uses to paint on. And she flourishes open the dust cloth that had covered it, knocks on it once. You behave. No talk back. And then gestures to it grandly for you and watches in fascination because she's never seen you do this. So, this is a magical
Yeah.
this is a magical intellect task to attempt
That I
to
am
utilize something
hindered.
that you have never done before. So you are not specialized like you are when attempting to travel through. This is an ability that all of the champions do have. It is just not something that you guys have been trained in or were notified of. So you are attempting to essentially use the mirror not just to transport yourself, but to search for someone on the other side. Because you can
Interesting.
search for things and people on the other side to attempt to travel through. And so long as they are near a reflection, you can theoretically find them. This is a difficulty 6 because of your hindrance.
Mm. I rolled a 14 on that.
It seems to skitter around a couple of different reflections, but you're
Mhm.
not quite able to solidly land on one. It's sort of like going through a slideshow or a picture book. You can see it go from hazy and a reflection of what Thorn looks like to kind of the real world. It's the park that you were in, and then what seems to be a moving reflection of some kind, like you're looking out on maybe a street as a car is driving. Or, and then from what appears to be a shop window onto the sidewalk, it's a living room and then a bathroom, and it just flips through countless of these, like you are searching and you're just not able to really land on that one. And the reason why you're able to even see these reflections at the moment is because normally it is a difficulty 5, but you are currently hindered.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't, and so Lily is like just off to the side where she can see but wouldn't be partaking in the reflection herself, and is just watching in fascination. So that's how it works. How very interesting. Are you focusing on what they look like here or what they look like there?
Oh, I'm supposed to. Okay. Um, let's try focusing on Sev.
Okay. Trying again does increase the difficulty, so to attempt this, you are going to have to apply effort.
I will. Do I have points to apply effort? That's the first question.
That's the big question.
Let's see. I can put intellect in.
Mm-hmm. This is an intellect-based task.
I do have 10 points in intellect, so
You've got the points to use.
I've got the points to use. Let's do it.
Okay. You also, remember, have an experience point from the intrusion earlier, and you have an experience point to give out to one of the other players.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah. Intrusions grant you
Yes, Joel.
Like, please, 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 please. The puppy pout. Yeah, the puppy pout. Because which Wawa?
Yeah,
I am all alone. You know, you should take pity of me and my character.
it's just. Oh, this is a new skill, and I just cannot do it. It was an 11.
11. Yeah, you're falling just shy each time.
Mhm.
So, that leaves you with. You're just like, even with the 11, it starts to haze over and then slides back into just the reflection of Thorn in front of a mirror.
Mm.
And that leaves you with a couple of options. You can keep attempting thematically. You're not able to reattempt the rolls multiple times because you honestly just don't have the levels of effort that would be able to bring it down into possible. So from here on out, it is automatic failure. Because I think you only have one level of effort that you can apply currently.
Yes, that's true.
So once it moves into difficulty 8 and above, you don't have the ability to. The next option would be to take an hour rest if you have not taken an hour rest, and that would allow you to theoretically just take some time to recover a little bit more and maybe go on your search afterwards, possibly go find Senor Fluffington now that you know that you can't find Sev. You can just pass through the reflection into the park and wait there in hopes that Sev manages to find their way to where you guys were supposed to go. Or you can use that experience point that you just earned to re-roll.
I will take the hour because I have not taken the hour yet.
Okay, so as that last one just goes from haze back to just a reflection of Thorn standing in front of the mirror, you hear a slight chuckle and a face forms in fresh fog in the reflection. and the face, not really fully featureless. There's eyes, there's nose, there's lips. It is not a recognizable face. It is not a full head. Just smiles at you and winks before it fades out into just a reflection. And you see that reflection. Lily is like fluttering right behind you and pointing aggressively at the mirror. Don't listen to him. He is very tricky. Quiet.
I was oddly passive aggressive of him, surprisingly. You know what? I'm actually quite tired myself. I think I'm just gonna go lie down downstairs, and like when everyone's awake, I'll fill them in on what's happening.
Okay. Yes, that's probably good. You look, not to offend you, but you do look very tired and somewhat dirty. Maybe a bath.
You know what? That does sound really good.
Yes, so a nice warm bath that we can draw for you, and it's almost dawn, so your friend, the swirl, might be awake, and some of your other friends around the forest, the woods here, and I can discuss this with your aunties, your other aunties, and we will discuss things after the three of us have attempted to figure out what this piece of bark wood that you've brought me is. And you can rest and recover, and maybe we can think of something to help with the shadows curse. But we'll have you back to back to shooting spirit in no time. Yes.
Sounds good. Let's go back downstairs and yeah. So I take her up on her offer. Gonna go take that bath. We're gonna recover.
Okay. So you have a nice, yeah, bath bombs. You have a nice warm bath with a variety of scented oils and sand soap with which to clean off the various scuffs and dirt from quite literally, again, having a giant pot land on you in a abandoned old garden. After a long fight. So you're able to like just wash all of that hot water to relax your muscles, and then take a little bit of not really even a cat nap, but just rest for a bit. So you're able to take your hour recovery roll.
Yeah, I already did that.
Okay, good.
Got it calculated.
Good. But yes, so during all of this, one of the bath bombs is unexpectedly magical. Thank you, Mark Songs, for the complication. When you are watching on Twitch, you can redeem your channel points for various things, including assets and natural 20s for the players, or a complication for the GM to utilize at their discretion. Unfortunately, Mark Songs, much as I do appreciate you and have familiarity with you, we do have a policy that the audience is not able to determine the complication themselves, just for the safety and integrity of the players. But I will keep that in mind, that one of the bath bombs is unexpectedly magical, or possibly an actual bomb. Not for this particular case, though. As the complication, you do kind of doze off. Hearing in the background, don't forget the complication that you gave me last time. I do not multiply them, and I do believe that the complication that I used against them last time was in the research area. I don't remember. I'd have to look. They were rolling like shit last time too. Looks like we are also
nothing.
Yeah, they're also on an incoming ad break on Twitch, so keep in mind, if you are not subscribed, you are about to hit an ad. Sorry, can't stop that. But while sitting in the nice warm bath and relaxing, you hear the third aunt wake up and Sage is luckily finally fully awake and caffeinated and interacting with the others. And you can hear them talking a little further away, and you start to hear hints of words, hints of what is being discussed, and the mention of the hag. But before you can really get more information on what they are saying and any new things that you might have learned, you are just so tired that you pass out. So unfortunately, your complication is that you are not able to learn any information here either. Your princess is in the right castle, but your princess is also asleep. I am also going to say we are going to take an early break because Alina should theoretically be getting to us soon-ish, and I will need to reposition the cameras anyway. So I'm going to take a bio break for the group, refresh on water. Those in the audience, go ahead and get up and stretch, get yourself some water, and we will be back shortly with what is happening in the meantime. So, bye! back. Welcome. We also have our wonderful third
me.
player, Alina, who had a busy day and crappy ass traffic. Go ahead and introduce yourself, since we missed you on the initial intro.
I am Alina Pete. I am playing Seven Vrac, and we were all they them. And they are a charming trickster who wears a crown of ice. I remember that. I really do.
Good
don't.
job.
But I will pretend I did.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. I am still proud of you. Anyway,
No, the
Alina is
trickster
also
part. It's the charming part that trips me up.
yeah. Alina is also our primary character artist. So yeah, awesomeness. Alina did all of the fairy tale characters for this campaign, so not the ones that you currently see on the screen, but the ones where it's got like the full body, amazing work, amazing detail. So definitely check out their site. I'm gonna, if you are on Twitch or YouTube, the description on YouTube will have links to find our various players in various locations. If you are on Twitch, then that would be in chat. I'm just having to type and talk at the same time.
Our dear DM is the one who did this version of the characters, and I love them very much.
Yeah, I am not commissionable though. Like talk
that's
to
true.
talk to Alina if you want like to try and hire people for work.
I've been doing
Even
that all
if-
day.
Yeah, even if Alina is booked up, Alina also knows a variety of other artists that they can connect you to.
True.
I'm just gonna say talk to them. You can't hire me because I refuse. It's too much time. I don't know how you do it.
Refuse.
I would yeah, no. I get too frustrated with it. But you do amazing work. We always love your work. Let's go ahead and drop in to session. We are coming in with where Sev ends up, because as I explained to Alina while we were getting the cameras positioned, Vrac slash Sev and Thorn slash Rosa did unfortunately get split up in the attempt to navigate to the real world from Fairy Tale Land. So as you come flipping out of the reflection, that weird kind of narrowing section and then ejection from the reflection that happens when you go through one that's too small happens. So you almost come to a stumble as you slip out of the reflection in a bathroom? You were not aiming for a bathroom, and Rosa is nowhere nearby. You have not even slipped through the reflection of the mirror that you are standing in front of. You slipped through the reflection of the shiny stainless steel faucet.
Cool. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of half in and out of the sink.
Yeah, which is why you kind of flipped and tripped a little bit on your way through.
Catch myself on the wall.
Yeah.
I'll straighten up, look around. Ah, fuck. Turn around and look into the mirror. There's no
You're
thorn
Sev.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no mirror or no thorn on the other side. It mostly looks like you unless you are attempting to look into Fairy Tale Land. But right now, with you just kind of looking around, it's just you in a bathroom.
Sev goes, listen, you fucker, straighten the fuck up. And then like goes to punch the mirror and like stops their fist just before they hit the glass. And there's like,
Mm-hmm.
fucking watching you. And the mouse again.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna be smart. So rather than diving back into the mirror randomly without any thought or plan, they are going to turn back around
Mhm.
and peek out the door of the bathroom to try and see where they are.
You are in someone's apartment. You're looking out into a hallway. It is the middle of the night, so everyone seems to be asleep. It is dark.
Cool. Can I hear anyone in here, or is it like empty? Other people sleeping?
Make a intellect-based perception type check. It's just a difficulty 3, so 9 or better.
That one.
Not 1. As far as you can tell, it's abandoned. It
Great,
doesn't matter
cool.
that it's fully furnished. It's abandoned. Maybe they're on vacation. Did I lose you?
Yeah, my headphones just cut out for a second.
Okay. Yeah, it's fully furnished, so maybe they're on vacation, but as far as you can
Yeah,
tell,
no,
there's
it's fine.
no one around.
Cool. Well, I looked, I listened, but not very hard, and my eardrums have been damaged by years and years of loud music. So
Yes,
I
they have.
just got okay, and I'll stroll out into the apartment and then look around for either a phone or a window. The phone is like if there's like a cell phone on a counter charging, I'm gonna grab it and try to text somebody. And if there's a window, I'll try and see where the hell I am.
Give me a search check.
Sure.
Investigation, search, it's also intellect based, so depending on how many
14?
points you have and what you want to do. 14. You do not find any cell phones charging. You do see a like generic USB-C phone charger cord left out, but nothing is plugged into it. It's just a little like 3-bedroom apartment with like a galley kitchen open into the like living room.
I don't have my pockets because I came into Fairyland with a go bag of some
You did.
random objects,
And you had
and
your
then
cell phone.
here's a Fairyland. Does it
Yeah.
reappear on the other side?
Yes, it does. You have everything that you had on you when you initially passed through the reflection.
Good. Uh, for so Rat goes, fuck yeah, quite loudly when they find out that their phone is in their pocket.
So, just give me a d20 roll.
Yep.
I'm the GM. I can't roll dice, so just give me a d20 roll.
9?
Okay. You're just like, fuck yeah. So you've got your stuff. And what are you taking out of your go bag?
My phone is the first thing I'm
Okay.
going for.
Okay, so you're standing there and you're like, fuck yeah, really loudly, and take out your phone. And as you turn it on, and it's still charged because it hasn't been used, so
Yep.
it's not like you were there for days and it had the chance to slowly drain. No use means that it holds on to the charge a little bit longer, and the light lights you up as you hear a door creak open in the hallway.
Breeze. Look over at the
Hello?
door.
Hello? Hello? Is...
Oh shit, man! Is this? What the fuck are you doing in my apartment?
There's someone here! And like you hear the door slam as someone panics. Oh my god, there is someone here! Like, and there's the sound of stuff being moved around and a couple of thumps as whoever it is reacts to the fact that they apparently now have a home invader in their apartment.
Yeah, Seth at this point is like, shit. Okay, so they're going to perform that they are a drunk person who has wandered into this person's apartment, probably because they didn't lock the door or something, while also trying to get to the door and get themselves out to the hallway.
Okay, so with that, there you hear people arguing behind the door from
Good.
this panicking.
Excellent.
As you are stumbling and play acting towards the
As I'm like, fuck,
actual
man, who's in my
apartment
apartment?
doorway.
Uh,
Give me
yeah.
a performance,
Fine.
like
And
you're
skilled at
acting
this.
essentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm skilled and I rolled an 18.
Okay, so very, very good. So you seem to be a drunk party goer as you are stumbling with your phone towards the door, and then a very short, maybe 4'10", feisty ass Latina woman comes
Amazing.
tearing out the door with the guy that she lives with behind her, trying to drag her back, and she's got a bat with a sock on it, and she is coming at you.
Oh, I'm gonna. Before she comes barreling out,
there
I
is-
loudly say, fuck, that's not my coach. And then she'll come barreling out at me with a bat, and I'm like, whoa, 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 fuck.
Yeah,
This
you
is
also
not my
have
pla-
you also have a nat 20 from chat.
Oh, good,
And
thank you.
there's like a full-on angry, snarling rant in Spanish that I can't repeat because I don't speak Spanish.
No.
As
And
she's
I'm like,
like
yo,
coming
yo,
back and
chill,
like,
man.
and the
Where the fuck am I?
super
What apartment is
skinny,
this?
yeah, the super skinny white guy behind her that's like trying to grab
Yeah.
her by the shoulders and has no control
Yeah.
over this woman whatsoever. It's just like, no, 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 no,
Amazing.
no, 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 like you don't go and attack that. There's
A poor
and it's this
Latino
big
woman in
drama.
the is unstoppable.
Yeah. You performed
Don't stay.
very, very well, and you are stumbling back towards the door, like, no, whoa, what?
Yeah.
So, like, he and you do get her to stop, and she's, like, holding it threateningly.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
And I'm like, whoa, 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 man, the door's open, and it, what part
What
number
the-
is this? Hey, just chill. I think I'm on the wrong floor. I'm gonna, and I'll like open the door and stumble out into the hallway.
okay. So as you do so, and, like, he's, like, trying to pull the bat away from her, and she's just like... Okay?
And I go into the hallway and I'll start stumbling up the hallway,
Yeah,
like
it goes
squinting
very
at door
rapidly.
numbers.
It goes very rapidly from seeing you are a stumbling drunk person that ended up in their apartment and going to completely beat you down. Yes, several references to a she-goat in Spanish. To, like, he has managed to wrestle the bat away from her, and she's watching you stumble out with this act still going on because you rolled a fucking 18 on that. And, like, you hear, like, echoing behind you, you okay? Because it went from,
Right.
I'm going to beat you down, to concern because,
Yeah, this person is very, very drunk.
yeah.
Except, so Frank has probably rolled an 18 on this because they have done this before for real.
Oh yeah. And you're
More than
you are probably getting the fuck out of there.
Oh no, absolutely. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm so good. And then I'll just like turn and go around the hallway another direction.
All right. Roll for luck.
Okay. 19.
Okay. So you
In my
do hear a
lucky
little
day.
bit of arguing behind you that seems to be that same half Spanish, half English that you are familiar with from interacting with Senor Fluffington's family. That seems to be the woman trying to get him to go and check on you, and that she's going to call an ambulance for you.
Oh god, no.
But he seems to be arguing against that because
Yeah.
he is in his boxers and has no shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a couple of minutes at least to
Cool,
get
I'm getting
the fuck out.
the
But he
fuck
does
out
not
of here.
follow after. Yeah, he does not follow after you.
I'm gonna, like-
at least so
I
far.
go up a side hallway and I will find whatever fire exit there is and
Okay.
go down that and be like, okay. They're speaking English. That's good. I'm not in like fucking Kuala Lumpur again or anything. Where the fuck did Thorn go? And just start looking around for shiny things and a way out.
Okay, so you're able to very easily go down a hallway and find some sort of stairway out, even if it's not a fire escape, which are typically attached to, like, the apartments. You, like, are able to get out. You're only on like the first floor, so
Cool.
work your
So yeah,
way
once I'm out on the
through
street,
the
and I'll
hallway.
go and try to lose myself out in the darkness and make sure that if an ambulance comes up, they're not going to just immediately find me.
You're in New Bastion.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's good.
you got dragged as far as New Bastion. You just kind of got separated. So you can kind of recognize it. It is the middle of the night, which you are more familiar with than some of our other party members, due to the fact
Yeah.
that you are not a morning person. Um, so looking around, you kind of recognize it, and you're just like, up in like the silhouette, I recognize that building. So you know that
Right,
you're
right.
in New Bastion. You're not sure where in the
Cool.
city you are, but you're somewhere.
All right. Well, I will find myself a nook out of sight, and then pull up my phone and text first Thorn or Rosa, and be like,
Hmm.
"Yo, where the fuck are you?
No response.
Are you on this side?" No response. Cool.
No response. Yeah, like
I'd be like,
waiting a couple of minutes, there's no response because at this
"I
point,
mean, all right."
Rosa has already been like, ah, well, fuck, and went back into the reflection
As
because
I
that was
was
almost
running.
immediate.
Mm-hmm. As I was running from a tiny woman with a bat.
Yeah.
So I will go, okay. Hey, I'm in New Bastion. I'm in town. I don't know where the fuck you went, but text me when you get this. And then
Okay.
I will do what I intended to do and text my roommates and be like, hey, crashing at my chick's house tonight. Might be home tomorrow, might not. Still clean though. And I'll do like a selfie.
In the little alley where you
Yeah.
ducked into. Perfect, perfect. So in an alley in the middle of the night, you do a selfie with like the flash on because that's the only way they're able to see you.
Yep.
Like, hi, I'm
I'm
totally
here.
not on drugs.
Yep.
That makes so much
Distraction.
sense.
Not great.
It would have made a lot more sense to take the selfie in the bathroom because it was an apartment bathroom. But
It's true.
you're Sev. That's not something that you're going to think about.
Sam does not think.
Sev does not think. As was expressed to Thorn, Sev has issues with memory and thinking and connection.
Sam did a lot of drugs, which
Sev
they
did a lot
are
of
trying
drugs.
not to do anymore.
But yeah, so there is no response. Like waiting a couple of minutes, there's no real response from Rosa. After a couple of minutes, you do get like a kind of okay, sure, from whichever bandmates you were responding to because it is almost the time of night that they would be going to sleep.
Yeah. Cool. Well, shit. I'll lean against the
And
wall
you know
and just
from
like
looking at
stare
you
up at the
also know
sky.
yeah, you also know from looking at your phone because you actually have access to
Oh, yeah.
the exact
The
time.
time. Yeah.
It is about 3:16, 3:17 a.m.
So just after bar close.
Yeah.
Bars have been closed for a bit. Buses are done. I can't. I'm not taking a train home.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. And they'll like look around for any shiny windows or like a car.
Okay. Uh, I love chat. No, that's still early. To some of us, yes. But
Yeah.
when you are trying to find public transportation in a city, not exactly the best time of night. And if you are not in downtown, you're not going to easily find like cabs or Ubers.
No. And I have
Yeah.
no idea where in the city I am. So I'm like,
Yeah.
fucked if I know.
So
I guess back to
yeah, so-
fairyland.
Yeah, so looking around, you are in a city. There are reflective surfaces everywhere. So you would be able to find one fairly easily. You can probably also find one that's a little bit more comfortable to go through rather than like a little tiny thing. So we'll say that maybe you find, I don't know, steel like door somewhere that goes into some sort of storage area. Is that a bird?
That's a bird.
That's a bird.
He's turning off my camera.
Yeah, so for those of you who may not be familiar, Alina has several
have birds.
This is Pico.
I have 4.
Yeah,
This is Pico.
This is Pico.
He's mischief.
Who, yes, he loves causing mischief and getting involved with the camera and occasionally the microphone and hanging in front of Alina's face sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Normally, my partner's here and Pico will go and hang out over there, but today I am the only one, and they are all over me.
Yeah, they gotta come and give you lovin's.
There's a lot of birds tonight.
But yes, so yes, Pico. But yes, so you're able to find a kind of steel door that is probably the entryway to maybe refrigerated storage or something in an alley nearby somewhere. That is a little bit more comfortable to pass through. Add warning for Twitch. But let's go ahead and have you roll first.
All right. Before,
where are you going?
I am trying to get back to Fluffy, and before I go, I will text Thorn and just be like, heading back to where we were before.
Okay.
Gonna try and find Fluffy. Meet me there? Question mark.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, fuck, I guess, and I'll try and walk through this reflection.
All right, so give me a roll to try and direct yourself to where you came out from.
How does a 7 sound?
7. Not great.
That's the first 3 letters of my name.
Yeah. You do have a nat 20 gifted from chat. Did you want to use that instead, or are you going to get lost in Fairy World? I mean, like, you've got some time to jump around if you want.
True.
Or
true.
You can use the nat 20 to just find your way back to the correct location.
Cat, what would be funnier? Sev just getting lost randomly, or let's get this group back together and have some roleplay. Both are fun. Both are very funny.
Both are fun possibilities.
But I'm leaving this up to the chat.
I believe
Sev's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, like Panda is just like, Sev's Bizarre Adventure, because Thorn is also asleep.
That's true.
You could always chaos dice it.
Yeah.
Chaos dice it.
So it's we do have just MLS Revenge worried about Senor Fluffington.
Oh, why?
How about I alternate chaos dice it? I will let Pico roll my die.
Okay.
Pico has rolled an 18, which is very good.
All right. So what is that determined from Pico?
It was evens, random adventure, odds. Let's go.
Okay, so 18.
Let's use the 20. So it's evens. Let's just go on a random adventure.
All right. So slipping through, you find yourself still middle of the night because time.
Yeah.
So middle of the night, quote unquote. You find yourself in a location. It is not where you really expect yourself to be. It is definitely not inside of a castle where you guys had previously exited from. Looking around, with it being the middle of the night, you're kind of wondering even what you passed through, because you are in what seems to be a strange small town. You're in the empty market square.
Because it's the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. And you're looking around for what you might have possibly even passed through. And then you, like, step into a puddle, and it was probably the puddle.
I fucking hate this place.
Right. Let me also switch us over to the fairy tale screen. Transition. So you are in a random town somewhere in fairy tale land. This is very much not where Fluffy is. It is still dark, not even close to sunrise. Roll for luck.
Yeah. 14. Not
14.
terrible.
Okay, so that's not bad. You don't see people around. Everyone seems to be sleeping.
Probably better. Yeah.
You don't hear things moving around or anything out in the distance. You don't hear or sense any danger around you. And then, of course, I have a message coming through on my phone. Sorry if you guys heard the buzz. But yeah, so it's quiet and peaceful. The town doesn't look like typical European town like you've seen in the couple of like fairy tale areas that you've been in. It looks a little bit more like there are sashes and cloths hung as shade in a variety of areas. The area is a little bit more open grassy than foresty. The design of the buildings and homes aren't really European. It seems a little bit more Middle Eastern.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's hard to say what territory you might be in.
Is the puddle the only reflective surface around here?
That you are immediately seeing. You would probably need more light to pick out shiny objects that would, produce light for you or produce a reflection for you.
I'll stare down and I'm sure it's probably still ripply from me coming through,
Mm-hmm.
landing in it.
Yeah.
So I'll just like sit and have a smoke for a minute. Wait for my face to clear in the puddle.
Yeah. And it does take a couple of minutes because the sky overhead is just a little overcast, so you've got to wait for the clouds to shift, but you've got a bigger reflective surface in front of you on the ground that is finally smoothed out.
Okay, come on, Seth. Don't be a fucking idiot about this. We didn't get to Fuzzy. I have no fucking idea where Thorn is. Wait. Thorn, yes. And I will try and picture Rose's apartment, which I have been to.
You have. You definitely
I'm going to try and go there.
Okay. So you...
As soon as I get home?
You attempt to go through. Go ahead and give me a roll to control your direction.
16.
16. So you focus and you focus and you see what you think is Rosa's apartment. You think it's her apartment. So you just kind of faceplant into the reflection and pass through. And with a 16, you do manage to just kind of tumble through the mirror in her bathroom.
Oh, cool. I recognize this place. I had a shower here once.
Yeah, you did, and the door to the bathroom is open, so you even recognize out into the hallway. So you know you are in the correct apartment. You are in Rose's apartment. It is dark. There's no sound of anyone around.
It's dark. I'm wearing sunglasses. Perfect. Hit it. I will look around the apartment and just make sure she's not here. Flip on a light or two.
Mm-hmm.
No one's here. Text her again.
Yeah. There's been no response in the couple of minutes that you were gone.
Of me at her house, just being like, "Where the fuck are you?"
Oh.
And then I will use that same picture and send it to my band and be like, "Haha, was out for a smoke before. My girl's place."
That's not suspicious at all.
No.
That's not suspicious at
Everything I
all.
do is suspicious.
Yeah.
It's a completely different part of the city. That's fine.
Yeah, there's like a couple of emojis in response. You cannot decipher what they mean whatsoever.
No, I mean they're probably half asleep and they're just poking at their phone.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a completely, I love that. That's a completely normal thing to say to your friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so we've got, as a reminder to everyone, we've got Thorn visiting her aunties in Sanctuary Woods. At some point in the near future, asleep in a hot water bath tub with like lovely scented oils, having cleaned off all of the nasty from the fight. We have got Senor Fluffington out on a cliff face, howling mournfully at the sky. And then we've got Sev in Rosa's apartment taking a selfie. I was totally just out for out having a smoke. This is my chick's
Everything's
apartment.
normal here.
This is completely
I'm a
normal.
normal person.
I am not
It's great.
suspicious at all.
No, everything's great.
Yeah,
And
everything
then
is
finding
so
myself in Rosa's house with no Rosa and no clear idea of what to do. I think my trickster nature is going to rise up, and I'm going to try and like see what there is in the house to fuck with.
great. Okay.
I don't want to break anything, but like, if there's lipstick in the bathroom, I'm going to write on the mirror and be like, Seb was here.
Well,
Like,
Amanda,
put
this
the
is
lipstick
your
on and
character's
kiss the
apartment.
mirror.
Yeah, like
Yep.
Amanda, this is your apartment. What can Sev find? This is
What can I fuck
your
with?
territory. What is in your
Alright.
apartment for Sev to mess
There are definitely like eyeliner pencils
with? Mm-hmm.
in the apartment. There are some like lipsticks that are from sort of high-end things that have been discontinued, but also still like new-ish, where you could probably tell those were impulse purchases that she was just never going to use at all. So definitely some of that. And
Good.
Yeah.
I will find the reddest one of those and write on your mirror, Seb was here, and then put some on, like kiss the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
Okay.
like probably the most time that lipstick's been used, frankly.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Sounds
it's not
right.
my color. Bleh. Bleh.
It's not.
Mhm.
It's not. It
Like-
clashes
like
with
here
your
at
hair
your-
so badly.
Yeah, so bad. It's the wrong shade of red. I don't know, like, look at your pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, huh,
Mhm.
is that an ex or a family member? Either way, just put it down, put it face down. Go into your fridge. You had cheese slices last time. I'm gonna eat some cheese.
Yeah.
There's still some cheese in there.
It wouldn't have
then-
gone bad yet.
I'm gonna sit on the couch and try and think about my life. Think about what I'm doing next.
Okay. Is that you requesting guidance of a kind, or is that you just kind of wanting to sit back, relax, maybe
just
take
setting the
an
mood.
hour recovery?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take an hour recovery.
Okay, so you
Think
just
about
kind of
things.
relax back on the couch, waiting for Rosa to eventually, possibly even come back to her apartment,
Yeah.
because that was the plan. Hoping that you guys
Remember
would
that she
just
has
kind of
a
meet
cell
up.
phone.
Yeah,
She could, I don't know, check it and see my text or something.
maybe.
I don't know. Do I
Run
get
back
a
to
signal
Fairyland.
in? Do I get a signal in Fairyland? Do they
You
have?
very much do not. Like,
do they have
you're-
Wi-Fi in Fairyland?
you don't even have the cell phone in Fairyland. Like, all of your possessions
enough.
change over to your possessions in Fairy Tale Land and vice versa. Like, you will have the phone again when you come back to the real world, but you
Yeah.
do not have it in Fairy Tale Land. Like,
Mhm.
none of the possessions cross over. So yeah, you're just kind of laying there. It's an okay couch. It's an okay couch. A little lumpy, but it's an okay couch. Staring up at the ceiling. No response.
Play the guitar a little bit
Response.
quietly, watch a little TV, and then after an hour, I think my patience wears out, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, like something kind of nice, fluffy by now, or whatever. I hope they're okay. I should do something, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'll go back into the bathroom where the mirror was and then like
Mhm.
try and see around my scroll and
Mhm.
go, okay, magic mirror on the wall. You're gonna fucking take me to that right to Fluffy, right? Senior Fluffington. That's where we're going. We're doing this. You're not gonna fight me on this one. You fucker.
Are you attempting to find Fluffy, or are you attempting to see where, where to go, like where you intend and think Fluffy is?
I think I'm going to try and see where I intend to go and see where Fluffy is.
Okay, so this is something that Thorn was attempting just before you arrived.
Ooh.
An ability that the chosen, the champions have, is actually to see and scry via the reflections that they use. It is not something that you have ever been trained in. It is not something that you have practice in
Didn't know
using.
I could do it.
You don't even know that you can do it, but you are trying. You are just instinctively searching for Fluffy.
Yeah.
It is a difficulty 5
Cool. I'm gonna
to
put some effort on
utilize.
this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll put effort. $14?
14 is
Not enough.
Oh, wait,
Oh
no,
no,
you put
that'll
effort
bring
in.
it down by one, right?
So that did bring it down to a 4, which is 12 or better. So yes.
12 or better. Great. Cool.
So you are focusing and it clouds over and there's almost like a slideshow flip of pages and scenes. Initially passing through the castle that you guys had exited through, to a couple of like very hazy images through the castle gardens, the kitchen gardens that you had been, as if it's searching, and then gradually you see in almost the tiniest area the wolf form of Senor Fluffington, sitting out in the middle of what seems like nowhere. It's trees and bushes and weeds and everything around in the middle of the night near a cliff facing, just howling and howling. And as far as you can tell, it's a very, very tiny reflection to attempt to pass through. You aren't sure where exactly they are, but you do see them, and you're able to just watch them. Senor Fluffington, as you finish your mournful howl up at the sky, what would you say that he's doing?
He would return to the plants
Okay.
with his head hung low, just
Okay.
kind of all sad and sorrowful and sad.
So, as you're focusing on the reflection, it goes from just kind of looking around and panting a little bit to turning, and they seem to pass by the reflection, and the reflection flickers out, and then you see another one almost equally as small, and then another one, and then another one. And you gradually realize that you're watching Senor Fluffington through dewdrops as they pass through the woods around the castle, and eventually see them pass into the gardens. And there are much fewer reflections there because there aren't that many living plants to collect dew, and most of the tools are kind of rusted and pitted and old, but it's a little bit further at a distance. You do catch his reflection in one of the castle windows further away.
Okay. I will.
Kind of high up.
I don't know how any of this works. So I will poke the mirror and be like, "Hey," like knock on it and be like, "Hey, Fluffy, Fluffy, can you hear me? Cigar Fluffington, hey."
You're knocking on a solid glass surface.
Yeah, I'm yelling at a mirror.
I feel like at about this time, there's a big sigh from Senior Fluffington, and he just goes, "I wonder where they are. They're probably really far away, having fun."
He's all alone. Buddy, Fluffington, Fluffy, I'm right here. Hey, still knocking on the mirror.
I am so alone.
I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Yeah.
Cool.
Sad donkey from Shrek.
Sav is gonna try, like, they'll keep watching and see if Fluffington gets to a point where they could step through. Obviously, the reflections before were too small.
You are seeing from a window on the side of the castle, like on the second floor of the castle. So it's at a distance, so you can see them. You cannot hear; it's too far away to hear what Senor Fluffington is saying.
But he looks sad.
But you can see him just kind of droopily sitting right next to the two pots of the trees that you guys left for him to guard, essentially. And just kind of is sitting guard there.
Is the shiny gold watering can nearby?
I believe it's among the items that you guys were keeping on your person. So I don't think it would be hanging.
I actually kept them because I
Yeah,
was going
yeah,
to
you
do the
kept all
ritual
of
if
them,
they
yeah.
took too long. So they're with me.
Right.
Yeah. So are they like bundled up in a bag? Were you just carrying them the entire time?
I think they probably would have been like set up one next to the other in front of the plants so that they were easily
Okay.
accessible if I needed to work on them.
So yeah, you would be able to gradually catch a reflection in there. It's starting to rise towards dawn to where there would be enough light to gold is reflective. It's just not quite as reflective as
Yeah.
glass and water. So you would eventually be able to catch a reflection in there that you'd be able to pop out like practically underneath Fluffy's chin.
Cool. I will wait until it feels like I can force my way through.
Okay, so give me a control roll. Give me a passage control roll.
What if I use the nat 20 the chat gave me to make the dog less sad?
Okay.
I feel like this is a
Okay,
good
okay.
use of a nat 20.
All right, so you wait until there's just enough light to where you see it kind of pinging off of the gold, probably the gold watering can more than anything else, because that's going to be the biggest thing for a reflection. And that shows you that that's exactly where they are to be able to use them. And then you focus really hard, formulate the semi-warped reflection, and then just kind of dive through between your writing and the kiss mark.
I want to point out that this is the most Karen planning that Sev has ever done.
Exactly. You are significantly more courteous of the dog than expected.
He's a good.
At least expected of Seth.
They're so good. Yes.
But yeah, out of nowhere, while almost drifting off, like that sleepy dog kind of drooping thing right in front of the two broken laurels, you hear like a kind of weird, warped, like not even slurping sound, sort of like sloshing as the movement of coming out of the reflection knocks over the watering can. And it is a very uncomfortable squeeze, spin, drop
as the
you
7 feet of
emerge.
elf falls out of the watering
7
can.
feet of elf falls out of the side of the watering can at your feet under your nose.
Oh,
But
Hold on. There's a moment of just aggression, like instinctive, like because I am still in my wolf form. I am ready for like anything, but I think because I am too tired, it's not enough to actually be like an attack.
Yeah.
It's just that little snap of being startled and then being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you came back," and then just fur and just tackle on top, like yes.
Cool.
There's
There's a
a
lot
lot
of
of
like
dog kisses.
ear
It's like
rubbing and dog
exciting.
kisses, and we roll around in the
Yes.
dirt for a while. They both get filthy.
100%. Yes.
Yes.
Loving.
But it like just as dawn is beginning to rise, the watering can knocks over, Sev appears, you guys are wrestling and rolling around, and you have managed to like be rejoined by one of your friends. They came back. You were waiting, and they came back. And as you're wrestling with Senor Fluffington, you realize that those crystalline rocks that had been kind of down Senor Fluffington's neck and back in their direwolf form has spread across their shoulders, and there's chips across it, across their chest as well. Several peeking through the fur underneath each eye.
We're wrestling, and I suddenly go, ow, ow, damn.
Oh,
Hey.
yes. Sorry, I'm very strong.
You got pointy bits like here.
Oh yeah, my claws.
No, like on your shoulder. You're like poke you. I don't like poke one of them and be like, you're like pointier than you used to be.
I am.
I think. I don't know. Did you always have these guys here? Poking at your pokes, your spikes again.
I mean, I think so. I think I was born with them.
Huh.
I don't think I've grown any more parts.
I could have swore. Never mind. I don't remember things good anyway. Where the fuck's
Hey.
Thorn?
Um,
Did she come back?
come back. No, she left with you.
Nope. We got, I don't know, like we came on different spots or something. She wasn't answering her phone.
Hmm.
I don't know where the fuck she is. I went to her house. I ate her cheese.
Did you look at in the bad place?
Bad place?
Where all the bad people are?
Which one is that?
There are other they like enslave my people, and they have a bunch of cages, and they treat us really bad. And they
Jail?
force me to eat. They force me to eat vegetables. Well, good things, not vegetables. I like some vegetables, but yeah, they put me in the car and they tell me we're going to the park, but we're going there.
Oh wait! You not jail. Jail for dogs. The pound?
No. They have they put things
The
in
vet.
me.
She's a fucking vet tech, of course. The vet.
As soon as you say vet, they just start growling. Yes, it's a bad place.
Oh yeah. Thorn's a vet and shit. I think I gotta know what a place looks like to go there. Cause like
It looks
I
like a
thought
bad
about
place.
Thorn's apartment and then I went there, but I don't know what the vet looks like.
A bad place.
How do you get in here?
I've been here the whole time.
No. But like when you come to Fairyland, how does that work for you? You're like a dog.
How does it work for you, person?
I don't know. I think about where I want to go, and sometimes I get there, and sometimes I wind up in like fucking Dubai.
Where is that? What is that?
I don't fucking know. It's really far away, and they don't all speak English, and I don't have any money for there, which sucks. I mean, I don't have a lot of money for like here either, but at least I know
What's
where I'm
money?
going. That's the stupid human thing that everyone's obsessed with, and it's honestly the worst thing we ever invented.
Mhm. Well, it can't be
Yeah.
that bad if it's not a bad place, so it can't be that bad.
That, they make a lot of money at events.
Yeah, but then they also like stick you with things.
Yeah. I mean, it's for your own good. You get really sick otherwise.
No, the good things don't hurt.
It's, well, no, I'm not getting into that with the dog. Anyway,
Oh, oh, that is so good. Anyway, no, I mean, when Thorn just left with you, I don't know.
cool. So Thorn's lost. But hey,
Oh,
we're
no.
together.
What?
Good puppy pets.
Yeah. Are we gonna?
Oh, Thorn's
How
done.
often do we do this ritual? I don't remember the words. I don't remember anything. I just know we got to do it for some fucking reason for like 3 days.
But where's Thorn?
I don't know.
Shouldn't we go find her?
No, we gotta stay here and like protect this plant, right?
Well, I mean, you can go find her. I can stay here. We need to wait for the two of you to come back.
I don't know, man. I would just like fucking
Dog.
bounce in and out of this world and the other one, and I don't know where the fuck I would go.
I'm sorry.
Give me an intelligence check.
Which one?
Great at those.
Vrak.
Both of us?
Okay.
Yeah, Vrak. What'd you get?
Oh no!
You rolled another one?
No.
rolled another one.
Alina.
A fucking one?
Come on.
You asked for an intelligence check, and this is rack.
It's valid. That is entirely valid. Thorn will find you. Thorn will definitely find you. It's like
Oh,
Thorn
absolutely.
is the one that has the most experience. Thorn will
Yeah.
find you. Like there's no worries. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, there's definitely no way that you would be able to check on where Thorn could possibly even be.
I don't know how this shit works. It's stupid. It's fairyland. I hate it.
Exactly. You
Anyway,
absolutely hate
Thorn
this.
can
Yeah.
figure herself out. Like, she's a big girl. I don't know. Let's chill here, man.
But you told me
You
to
look
wait
sleepy.
for the both of you.
Yeah, when I'm back, and I can wait with
Well,
you.
but not the both of you are back. So I can't. I need to wait for the both of you.
Yeah, let's just wait here. You look tired. Do you need to like have a nap or something?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, here's the thing. Is there like a fucking chair or something?
There are
No,
Oh,
just
you know what?
regular ones.
You sit here for a second. I'm gonna go get like the cozy chair that I saw inside. I'll bring it out here. We
Okay.
can just chill in the yard, watch the sunrise, right?
But what about Thorn?
We're waiting here for Thorn. I think I saw it
Well-
on a show or something once, but like the best thing to do when you're lost is just to sit where you are.
But I'm not lost. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
You are. And I'm with you, so we're just gonna sit here. And I'm gonna look at that chair. I ain't sitting on the fucking dirt.
What's wrong with the dirt?
As you do that, over to where Thorn is dozing in the tub. The water has gradually gone cold. Maybe 30 or 40 minutes pass, a little longer than you intended to be in there, but gradually one of them does come over, and Sage like brushes your hair back away from your face and starts like patting you gently on the cheek, trying to wake you up. Thorn? Thorn? You're gonna
Yeah.
get sick if you sleep in there, Thorn. Come on. Wake up. Come on.
Yeah.
Wake up. Like, you have a bed here. Come on. You have a
I
bed
know.
here. Wake
I
up.
know.
Come on. You can
Okay.
do it. and like is like guiding you like carefully over to your bed, and you're like just about to get in when you realize you fell asleep.
Mm, where? Wait. Wait. Why am I in bed? In Sage? Wait. What? Oh. Oh. I fell
Yes,
asleep, didn't I?
yes, of course. So you're obviously tired. We have some work to do, and you need the rest. So just go to sleep. It's fine. You'll be fine. You're probably still a little exhausted from, you know, getting attacked by her. So just go to bed. You'll wake up in a couple of hours, feel refreshed. We'll make you some stew and maybe some tea. It'll be fine. We have a lot of research and work to do whatever we need to with this piece of wood that you've brought us.
Am I? Am I dying? Is that why you're talking to me like that?
I hope not.
Okay.
Do you feel sick, or are you
No, no,
are
no.
you
I was just.
okay?
I was
Is there
just.
anything
I was
wrong with
just.
your, and like she's like feeling around for your pulse now?
No, and I was just. No, 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 no. It's. I don't feel sick, but I mean, it is. She did say she was the queen of decay and death and all of that. And yeah, when you mentioned making me a dinner later, that was sounded very ominous for some reason. I need to get back to my friends.
I just thought that after sleeping you would be hungry. Um, we are concerned. Um, there's not a lot of people that survive encounters, so we are concerned. Um, so if you want to go searching for your friend, um, just check back in with us soon so that we can make sure that you're all right.
Right, right. Yeah, I need to go find I need to find Vrack anyway, and Fluffy's probably waiting on me too, so
Okay, well,
I should probably go
um,
find him.
I've done a couple of spells to clean up your clothing and repair some of the damage to it. So here, I guess, and like floats over the folded clothing for you.
Right, right. And I didn't mean to fall asleep, but I'm feeling a little better after that. But I'll be back because I do have questions,
Okay.
and
Well,
we can discuss.
so do you know where they are?
Well, we left Fluffy back at the castle.
Okay. That's the wolf man, correct?
Yes, the yes.
Okay. Um, so you're going to go back to the castle where you nearly died with a pot landing on you, according to Lily. Um, a pot landed on you?
Yeah.
I.
I,
That's not normally
I,
something that we see here. Um,
yeah, yeah.
like
It
that's
was it
significantly more
wasn't.
Looney Tunes than fairy tale. You gotta admit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that was out of character rolled a nat one, but in character. Yeah, I
yeah.
just I thought the battle was over and I wasn't looking. And
You
next
should
thing
be
I know,
careful of
there's
that.
a
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I should be more careful about airborne attackers.
But so a pot landed on you, and you're going back to where
Well,
she held dominion. Are you sure that you don't want to just try to bring them here?
I could, but Fluffy is like, well, he like can commune with like the plants or something. I don't know. They said there was like a voice that they were hearing, and there was these golden tools, and I start relaying the information that I probably forgot to tell Lily. And like now that I've slept, my mind's a little, and so I was like, there was these golden tools, and it seemed to repair the laurels, and I think we have to do it like a couple days in a row, but I've kind of forgotten what we're supposed to do with that.
Was this before or after you licked the piece of wood?
This was after, I think.
Okay. Um, I'm going to send you off with a couple of things that might help to bolster you, maybe. And then you can attempt to find your friends. If you feel any untoward effects, just come right back. If you have
Right.
trouble breathing or you have trouble with your heart, you said it was squeezing your heart. Yes. So just come back if you need help. We will always be here for you.
Of course, and I'll probably bring them by at some point. You know, when we're all together, I can hopefully find some more answers, and they'll probably, well, actually, no, they probably won't give you any more information. Now that I think about it, Frack has those memory issues, and Fluffy's a dog, so maybe not so much, but
I'm gonna call a really quick be right back. Dog.
okay.
Buddy.
All right. Yes, I know. You weren't able to stay out for very long after stream, okay, Bubbles?
How weird
So,
to have an
my dog
animal
thanks you for your patience. My dog greatly thanks you for your patience. But yes, so We were with Thorn, and
Yes.
Aunt Sage was saying that she was going to supply you with a couple of things that would potentially be able to help, should it be needed, before allowing you to run off to your friends. Give me intellect based check. This is not magical, so it is not hindered.
Okay.
Basically, just to. It's an insight to determine whether she's stalling before
That's a
allowing you to go back to the
10.
scene of the battle. Good enough, you know them fairly
Yeah.
well. She is stalling because you're wanting to go back to where you faced the hag that almost killed you. So just like Aunt Lily was stalling with making all of the pastries, she's trying to stall you before letting you go back. Not necessarily to fully prevent you, it's just worry because they've
Yeah.
helped to take care of you for so many years. So, yeah, like, depending on if you want to wait around for the things that she's going to make for you or not will determine when you make your roll to attempt to find the other two.
I think I will wait.
Okay.
Kind of get myself back awake again. Because
Okay.
you know how sometimes when you wake up after a nap that you didn't mean to take and you just kind of forget who you are and like where you are and what even type of day it is.
I have napped so hard that I forgot what year it was before.
So I think she's going to take a little bit of extra time with her
Yeah.
getting up and getting
Okay.
out.
So while this stall slash waking up scenario is going on, that's giving the two of you probably another 30 minutes to an hour before Thorn would be theoretically attempting to find you. Are you guys continuing to debate? I wouldn't really call it an argument, but debate about
Well,
if
Vrac
Frack is going to
pulled
attempt to
the
find Thorn.
yeah, Vrac pulled the chair out into the courtyard,
Mm-hmm.
near to where the plants are, so they can sit and watch over them. And they'll sit down and I assume Fluffy's just like sitting on the ground looking at the laurels because that's
Yeah.
how dogs guard things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So Vrac should be like,
he has not moved outside of like
Vrac's like,
that
this is
one time where he
weirder
wasn't there.
when you're like person sized, but like you seem like you had like a hard time earlier and shit. Are you okay if I like rub your ears?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't understand, and the subtitle and the captions weren't
I'm sorry.
completely useless.
I'm like, so I don't know. This is weird when you're like human sized and shit, but
Oh, I'm still in wolf form, by the way.
okay, you're still a wolf. And I'm like, you seem like you had like a hard time earlier. You wanna talk about it, or like, you cool if I just like rub your ears?
Well, I don't really want to talk about it, but when the witch attacked me, she touched something very deep inside me that made me very sad, and that also seemed like it remembers something, and then it just goes off on a just vomit of words about the thing that he totally does not want to talk about, but is very in depth talking about because he is a chihuahua and does not understand subtlety.
Amazing.
Yeah. And he essentially, just because it's easier to say it as a player, he describes that there was during the fight there was something that felt wrong about the way that the witch or hag was attacking him, and that he tried to reconnect with it the previous night, but and he describes that it's all the things like it's melt like this, like does this, and also the other I can't remember. It was like a whistle that seemed familiar, and that's basically all he remembers because again, Chihuahua.
Vrac is actually weirdly for how self-focused they are a very good listener when they make the effort.
Mhm.
And so they're like nodding at the appropriate times and be like, ah, dude, that fucking sucks. Like, at the appropriate times. And they'll, if you're sitting nearby and you're okay with them like rubbing your head like a dog, whenever you get too distressed, they'll like give you a little head rub.
He's not gonna move from where he's been sitting this entire time.
Gotcha.
So if you position the chair nearby enough, he's not gonna
Yes.
complain about it. Because it's also not the first time that he's been like pet. So
No, exactly. So yeah, so like Vrac just tries to generally be a good listener and comforting. But I don't know that they pick up on what it is, other than they're like, seems to disturb Fluffy, man. That sucks.
Well,
And Hag really scared them. I don't know.
it's also like the way that they're describing it.
Yeah.
Almost feels like when you lost your other form. Like that sensation, seeking
like
it
a loss.
and not. Yeah, it's a loss. It's like seeking it and not quite being able to reach it, not quite being able to return to it.
Right. Whew, that hits hard then. They go,
Yeah.
man, that's... Damn. That sucks that you went through that, man. Is there anything I can, like, do? I don't know.
you could tell me what it is.
I don't know.
Oh, then I don't think so.
Alright, well... I know what it's like to lose shit like that, man. It sucks. So...
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It feels weird.
Like bad? Like, kind of makes you...
Like the bad place, but worse.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It also feels like I should know something, but I don't.
Oh, I get that feeling all the time, man.
Is it another day by now?
It is the morning. Yeah, like it is.
Could I
past
attempt
dawn.
another? Or is it too soon?
For a ritual?
You haven't taken a 10-hour rest. Is the thing.
Okay.
So
Cool.
you
Just making
can
sure.
attempt. It's just very difficult.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Part of this comfort is that originally Vrac's intention was to get Fluffy to lie down and go to sleep.
So you can make an attempt. It's just it is further hindered by it being a reattempt. So you would have to put effort onto it because of how difficult it was to begin with.
I am also good at influencing other people's minds, and I am trying to get you to relax, go to sleep.
I'm gonna try it.
You're gonna try it.
I'm gonna try to reconnect. This time,
Okay.
actually putting the level of effort into this.
Okay, so as a warning, so we also have a nat 20 to Alina
Thank you.
that you're able to bank on.
Nice.
If you roll a nat 1, your consequence, your intrusion will be that you fall to the going to sleep like Vrac is attempting on you.
Oh yeah,
Trying to get you to relax enough to where you just like end up dozing off instead of making the connection. So
Roll
if
a
you
nat one.
roll a nat 1,
Roll a nat one.
you will
Roll a
end
nat
up
one.
falling asleep.
That's fine.
So putting a level of effort onto it brings it down to a 6.
And did you mention this was magical? Would the magical training apply to this or no?
No, this is like connecting to something beyond something that doesn't have to do with casting magic or performing an ability.
You said the difficulty is 6, so 18 or higher.
18 or higher.
No.
I'm gonna use my 1 experience point to re-roll them.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. Holy fuck.
Oh.
Sorry, are you ready for this?
Fuck it, let's ball.
Okay. Fuck it, we
Good.
will. All right, so as you're sitting there, Vrac, I'm going to give it from the outside perspective first. You see Senior Fluffington almost starting to do that, like, relaxation of starting to fall asleep. You see the eyes starting to droop, and the, like, dire wolf form begins to fade. And they're just kind of sitting there back in their clothed wolf man form, chihuahua man form, that they had previously. And they look almost like they're about to, like, drift off. So you're almost successful. And then you realize that the crystals that had been down, hello bird, that had been down the dire wolf's spine
It's now
and starting to reach in to the chest and were on the cheeks. There's a line of these, like, rocks and crystals reaching from the muzzle up into the mane of the Chihuahua wolf fur. They're just faintly glowing. And it's not that Senor Fluffington has gone to sleep. They seem to be in a trance. Senor Fluffington, you feel yourself reach out in desperation after talking about this, after, like, going through the memory of having gone through it and the experience of it. You hear waves crashing on a shore and a slight whistle of an off-key sailor's tune. You hear wind through trees, but they're not the same as the trees around you. They're larger leaves with fronds. They're thicker and heavier. You smell salt on the air, and then you smell blood. You feel the injury. It's you that's bleeding. And you see your hand. It's not your paw. It's your hand reaching to the wound on your stomach. A small, gnome-like, freaky-looking man looking in panic at you, standing in front of a fully suited and armored knight on a beach. Juan, stay with me. Juan, stay with me. Think of your kit. And it fades out. And there's a sense of loss. There's a sense of desperation and anger. And seeking. And then familiarity. How did he make it through? And there's something with him. You can connect to that. That's close enough. You can connect to that. You're a big dog now. Look at you, Senior Fluffington. You're a big dog now. And you remember that first time that you as Senior Fluffington passed through the reflection. With Pedro. He's all of maybe 11 years old, 10 years old. A little immature, babied by his mom. But he was excited to see you. He looks so grown up. And you still have so much work to do. And that's where we're going to end our session tonight.
So many questions.
Awesome.
Amazing.
So how you guys feeling?
So good.
Screaming, screaming, crying,
Screaming,
throwing
crying,
up.
throwing up.
Okay,
I
so
am going to be okay.
you're gonna be fine.
You'll be fine.
You're gonna be fine. But yeah, so that was episode 14-ish, maybe. I need to keep track of how many episodes we're in right
Let's
now.
quick.
And
This is for
yeah,
June.
of Once Upon a Reflection, our Cypher system based TTRPG fairy tale of 3 wonderful champions having
Idiots.
been chosen to protect the balance between reality and fantasy, that which keeps both of them whole. And their lack of a single brain cell among them.
And
But
our
I've
various
been-
traumas.
Yeah, so many traumas, so many dramas also. But anyway, I've been Evie the Disaster GM, pronouns are she, they, or any, director of Relative Echo Archives, and GM for this fine group. For those of you who happen to be catching this on Moonbeam, this is not our Cypher System Creator Fund game. That will actually be starting on the 16th. So keep an eye out for Empyrean Wilds, the sequel campaign, Empyrean Campaign 2, with these lovely players and a couple of others that you do not see here tonight, that will be airing on the 16th, as I said, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. It is also a Cypher system-based TTRPG, aiming to be a multi-year campaign. And that's going to be a little bit higher
Chronicle was
level. Like they're
amazing.
coming in at tier 3, and we'll be moving up from there. So we've got
Chronicle's
some
gonna be
wild
mwah.
shit. Yeah,
I am so excited.
yeah, to ride that pun for Empyrean Wilds, we've got some wild shit planned for you guys. Yeah. But yeah, so generally you can find me here on Altered Echo Archives, though I will be guesting for a little while on Fuzka's channel, who we will actually be raiding once we finish our outro. On one of their Saturday campaigns that is going to be going for a couple of months. You can also check out a variety of other wonderful streamers on Moonbeam that we will also be promoting from our socials, that are other Cypher System Creative Fund grants. Thank you very much to Vixie Bell and the Pocket Dragon group for the coordination that we've been working on together. They're great people, and they had a very fun It's Only Magic campaign they just finished. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go around to our various players for us to do the outros and see where else you might be able to find them. Let's start with Amanda again.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra, using she, her pronouns on social media at the Blue Sky app and sometimes Instagram at Panda X Cabra. I have been Rosa and Thorn. Find me every other Friday for Fairy Tale Fridays here on Altered Echo Archives, as well as the new campaign that's coming out soon. So I am very, 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 very excited for you to meet a Varen Alec, who has a lot of mystery to her.
Very fun. And Joel, my fellow staff member, by the way.
Hello, I am Joel. I was Senior Fluffington today. Every other Friday, you can find me here playing Senior Fluffington in Once Upon a Reflection. And I'm going to be playing Bal Misforge, captain of the Blue Mistake, Endless Mistake, one of those. And over on our other game that's going to start on the 16th, Imperial Wilds. So I'm super excited for that. That one is just as crazy as this one. It's just bigger.
Different flavor of crazy.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not actually doing much outside of Altered Echo Archives. So if you want to know what I am doing, what little I am, you can jump onto our Discord server where that's where I post all of my announcements if there's any, which currently there isn't because I am living. I am. Oh well, the word for that is living.
Lifing sounds right though.
Yeah, life is living. No, you get it. I answer your fluffing term. I'm very tired.
Yeah, it is almost midnight here. And last but certainly not least, our wonderful artist, Alina, who I think has convention stuff going on this weekend too for you to promote.
It's me. I am a repeat. I have been 7 Brack, or all day them. And you can find me online at Alina Pete on Blue Sky or alinapete.com. We did not do our normal Trash Shows game this week because I have been too busy. I am theoretically at 2 conventions this weekend. One is Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle, although I am not there. My stuff is. My table is being run by other folks. And then there is Where Geek Comics. You can, I think we're at 20211. If you want to go and find the table. Yeah, so that's what I have been up to.
What's the
after this? I'm going. It is the local furry show, Vancouver, here in Richmond.
Cool.
So if you were a furry, come check it out. Yeah. After this, I am going to collapse for at least a week because I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. Yeah, check out their comic, check out their booth if you're going to be at either of those conventions, and also keep an eye out for other booths and appearances by them at various other conventions throughout this incoming season, because there's a lot of conventions that happen. But beyond that, we will catch you guys next time, hopefully, for the incumbent premiere of Imperial Wilds. We're so excited for it. We've been building up for this for a while. But yeah,
I forgot to say, I will be playing Kale, our tea dragon in that game. So
yeah, you're returning as Kale, the former tea shop owner turned tea dragon. It's a wild time. They are.
There's a lot going on in that game.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that game. We've built it up over a couple of years and we're introducing new players to it for this sequel campaign outside of the city that you guys have been adventuring in, and we're having a good time with it. But yes, so we will catch you in just over a week for Imperial Wilds, and see you then. In the meantime, stick with us for the raid. We're going to raid over into Fuzka's channel. Bye!